To provide the very best service, this call may be recorded. Thank you for calling. This is Melissa. Can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling inquiring about the Ford Mach-E.
A Ford Mach-E?
Mach-E?
Mach-E, okay. And, sir, have you been done business with Ford before?
No.
All right. And may I have your name, please? And is this a pre-owned vehicle that you're looking at?
Thank you for calling Ford. This is Anna. How can I assist you today?
Hi, I'm calling in regards to the Ford Mach-E. I'm just wondering if you have any more information on it.
I do not actually.
Sales is Brian. Can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling about the Ford Mach-E. Just wondering if you guys have any information on it.
The Ford what?
Mach-E?
Ford Mach-E. We
The
don't have
Mustang
one
Mach
for sale.
No?
Oh, but Mustang GT?
No, Mach-E.
Mach-E. Oh,
M-A-C-H-E.
what car? Man, we don't have one.
You don't have any information on it? Okay.
Oh, the MKZ?
Thank you for calling Ford. How can I help you?
Hi, I saw online that Ford's coming out with an electric Mustang. I was just wondering if you had any more information on that. Hello?
Yes, hold on one moment for me. I'm sorry. For in-depth information, let me see. The Ford website has the most information on the Mach-E. We don't really have much info on it here because we don't have any available in store. So most people who are going to order, we refer them to the Ford website to get all the information.
Have you had a lot of calls regarding it?
When it first unveiled, yes, but we haven't had many people, really call in about it.
I have personally, I have not had many at all.
Not yet. You're the first one.
Do you know how you charge it?
Let me see. I think maybe you should do 24 to the 30 because don't give you all electric. Come on. What do you want to do now? Go here. Do some internet now. Charging is easy. It's essential. It says a 150 kilobyte watt DC fast charger.
Is that something I could do at my house?
Let me take a look here. So you can charge. That's amazing. Oh, okay, so it can charge 47 miles of range in 10 minutes. That's impressive. Wow, I did not know that. Yeah. Sign up on multiple charge networks. Constantly access to Ford fast charging app for easy, crazy drive charging. No, there's 12,000 public charging stations and growing. There's an interactive map that shows the charging stations, but it doesn't say anything about you being able to charge at home.
What? Okay, you can't charge it at home?
No.
So the gentleman that actually deals with all the inquiries to that is actually out of the office this afternoon. He'll be back again tomorrow. His name is Scott. He's the one that's had training and knows about that vehicle.
Wow.
Okay? Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
So our first hybrid that's coming out is going to be a version of the Escape, which is a hybrid and then also plug-in. So the Mach-E is kind of the future where they're talking about it significantly ahead of time.
Well, I've never actually had an electric car. I don't really know how they function. Do you know any? Can you walk me through it? Like, how do you charge them?
Well, so the most significant way is if you drive a lot of mileage, like you get on the highway, and then it's best to get a hybrid where you don't ever plug it in. It's just anytime that car can send energy back to the battery, which you then can use for forward motion. So as an example, we have a car called the Fusion. That car is a hybrid, so our regular Fusion probably gets combined somewhere around 28 miles a gallon. The hybrid will get like combined about 45 miles a gallon, whether they're even better in the city than they are on the highway, but without, you're right around 45. Then there's a version of that car that has a larger battery, and you plug it in overnight. And then what happens is same thing. You can drive it where it's flipping between the gas engine and the electric engine, but you can just push a button, and now for your first 25 miles you can run electric. So if you just have some errands to run, you can like charge yourself up, go into a pure electric mode, go around town and come back. Now what's happening in the industry right now is everybody's switching, very similar to Tesla, where now you're putting almost the whole bottom of the car as batteries. So what you're increasing is its range. And so for example, the Mach-E, off the top of my head, I think it's going to have something like a 250-mile range. So same thing at the house. Generally, if you get to that kind of point, you're going to want to use like a 240-volt outlet, which usually there's one or two in your garage for other things. But you can still use a 110 plug. It just takes longer to charge up that big battery. But with a 240, it comes with all the plugs and everything you need. But that probably, and again, just me making up.
Welcome to Ford Lincoln. Lincoln customers, please dial 1. Ford customers, please dial 2. Or, if you know your party's 4-digit extension, for service, parts, or body shop, dial 1. For sales, dial 2. For accounting and vehicle registration,
So
I have one of those Tesla charging stations near my house. Would it be able to use that?
Mm-hmm. It depends on it. Probably, I don't know if that adapter that goes into the plug, if that's a universal thing, So that's the one thing is that just that actual plug would have to match. But I would assume if they're putting stations up, that overall those because even the chargers that we sell, the big chargers, are made by a different company, so it's probably a universal connector. So yeah, and then what you're going to eventually see, and then same thing with Ford. Every Ford dealer has charge stations, but as time goes along, you're going to start seeing more and more of these businesses and stuff set up a charge station just because it'll attract customers. They can come in and have breakfast while they charge their car, kind of thing. But for most people, the smarter thing and also the less expensive way to go is just a standard hybrid, where you're kind of almost doubling your fuel economy, and but without having to mess with plugging it in or any of the other stuff. So as far as Ford, we make the Fusion, and then we have that new Escape coming out. If it's a hybrid, what they're doing is both those cars, all aside from having electric motors, they have gas engines as well. So the point being, you want to drive to California, it's no problem. You want to drive to Disney World and back, it's no problem. But and that's just a question of again, like there's just two ways to think about it. If you're kind of a person who on a daily basis only does 10, 15, 20 miles a day in the city around town, you might go full hybrid where you're plugging it in. Now you're just running electric the whole day. But same thing, if all of a sudden your friend says, no man, let's drive down to Miami, you got the gas engine to drive you down there with. So that's why, as of right now, you don't want to get caught in these electric. What if you had an all-electric car, you've been screwing around all day, and then all of a sudden you need to drive somewhere. Well, you've got to charge before you go. So we're still pretty much in the era of a hybrid makes more sense.
Well, I don't drive too much, so I don't think that would be a problem for me.
Well, again, so the new Escape, the specs aren't out on it yet, but if it's similar to what we've had in the past, a hybrid is just, you don't plug it in, it's just always good to go. If it'll switch between the gas engine and the electric engine back and forth and stuff like that, and that's something that gets around 45 miles a gallon of gas. And then it's got like a 10-year warranty on all the electric, so you don't ever have to worry about that either, the batteries dying or anything. But then the plug-in guy it's kind of the same setup. It just has a larger capacity battery. You plug it overnight. Now, in the past, what that's been about a 25-mile range. Now, on the new Escape, that might increase, but it still works really good in the sense that 25 is just a good number because it for most people, it's their commute to work and home, or it's the day driving around town. But same thing again. If all of a sudden you want to, let's drive up to Orlando, you don't have to worry about the charge. You've got the gas engine that can do that for you, and that car's still going to get 45 miles a gallon. When you go all electric, you're going to commit to something that you got to give it a little more thought. If you want to drive to Atlanta, Georgia right now, you got an all electric car. You got to figure out where I'm going to stop along the way to charge myself up. But the thing to watch with Ford is Ford's always on that same cutting edge as all these people.
Yeah.
And that's even why Tesla's, if you saw that Tesla truck comparing itself to the F-150, because our technology is right there with that level of electric technology, but also build quality and stuff. If it were me, and no BS, I would, at this point in time, probably for at least the next 2 or 3 years, be looking at just standard hybrids where I've got a gas engine and an electric engine combined, mostly 90% of the time I'm just staying close to the house within, in the city, and then I might consider a plug-in. But at the point that plug-in stations become more prevalent, then I can drive down to Miami, get down there, and stop at, Starbucks and plug myself in while I have a coffee and come back, and whatever the case may be, and I can be running more electric. I don't know that I would totally commit to an all-electric vehicle yet.
The person at extension 5 is unavailable. Please leave your message after the tone. When done, hang up.
JJ speaking from Ford.
Hi, I was reading online that you guys were coming out with a four-door Mustang. I was just wondering if you had any more information on that.
The Mach-E?
Yeah.
With those, you would have to come in and they put your stuff on the list and you can put a deposit. So when they do come, you would receive the car.
Do you know the range?
The range, hold on one second. Let me pull it up. Okay. Now, I don't have all information in it because, you know, we're still, like, waiting for everything to come in and settle in and everything like that. But I can provide you some information. You said the range of it, right?
Yeah.
Let me see. Alright. How about I give you what I can see right now, and then we can go down the list. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Alright. So, get ready. Alright. So it starts at $43K. Let me see. It has Copilot 360 2.0 and Ford Copilot 360 Assist 2.0. So we have both of them. You know what the Copilot does, right?
No.
Okay. So the Copilot is the one that we have now. Shows it's like it has sensors in the back that assist with back parking. Like the car can brake itself. Like when you back park, like when you're parking, like.
It's like the Tesla autopilot stuff?
Pretty much. Something like that. But probably not Tesla E. Just less Tesla.
Okay.
Its EPA estimate is 230 miles targeted range. If it's a real oh my god, rear wheel drive model. And then the wheels are 18 wheels. I'm trying to see. I'm sorry. I'm like reading it off because I don't know this car really because we didn't get our training yet.
Do you think that they're going to make a gas version?
A gas? My guess is because everybody's trying to like push future upon us. No. Because it's all like electric. Tesla's coming out with a new truck that's like all electric, like Tesla version. But I mean, they might make a new version with gasoline because that's just Ford. Ford always have like two options, but I don't know.
And how do you think this compares with like a Tesla?
Tesla's okay. This one I would say is a level below Tesla.
You think a Tesla's better?
The Tesla's way more expensive. They go at 100,000.
What?
Because the new one that they're coming out with, the truck, it starts at $100,000. But it's like the whole car is electric. Like it can drive by itself. It can switch lanes by itself. So that's why it's like $100,000. Whereas this one is a lot more affordable because it starts at $40,000. This one, probably the lowest trim.
Thank you for calling Tesla. This is Omar speaking.
Hi. So I'm stuck between two cars. I'm considering either a Model Y or the new Ford Mach-E, and I was just wondering if you could, tell me some comparisons about the two.
I mean, I'm not too familiar with the Ford Mach-E just yet. The Model Y, I mean, it's how soon are you looking to get a car?
I mean, I think both of them are coming out around the same time, within a year, right?
I would say the Model Y is going to start production at the end of this year, at the end of 2020, I'm sorry. So I'd really put it about maybe like a year and a half before you're able to get that Model Y because there are a lot of orders already. Definitely, I mean, the number one thing that I would go for, like I said, not knowing much about the Mach-E, is we only build electric cars. And that goes for basically a lot of car companies, So all of our research, all of our assembly line, it all goes towards that. And we've been making electric cars since 2008, which is the first Roadster that came out. So there's a lot to be said to say, with the experience with that, and that our only focus is just this one thing. You know what I'm saying? We're currently the highest mileage cars in the industry. We also have supercharging networks that no other car can use at the moment. It'll charge your car in less than an hour. So just that alone, you know what I mean? The convenience of being able to just charge it that quick is a massive undertaking on its own.